So hello and welcome back to AutoCAD tutorials. In today's session, we are going to see how we can calculate BBS of our beam in Excel sheet. So in previous lecture, we have seen how to study general notes and how to study general details. We have seen general details of the beams in previous lecture. So we'll start with our BBS directly. So first we will start with our beam B1 and beam B2. Now, if you remember the general details, since this B1 is cantilever, the reinforcement of B1 will travel through the beam B2. Now let us check first the schedule of this beam. Now, if we can see over here, B1, the details for bottom reinforcement are, we have 2 bars for 12 mm, 1 bars for 10 mm. And bottom reinforcement for B2 is 2 bars for 20 mm and 1 bar for 10 mm. If we will see top reinforcement, then we have 2 bars of 20 mm for B1 and 2 bars of 16 mm for B1. Whereas in B2, we have 2 bars of 20 mm which is running throughout, and this which is plus 2 bars of 20 mm on the left support and plus 2 bars of 20 mm on the right support are the additional bars. Now what we can observe here is one discrepancy in this drawing, that the right support reinforcement for B1 is 216 additional bar, and for left support of B2 it is 220. So this bar and this bar have different diameter. Let us see in the drawing. The right support of B1 and left support of B2 are coinciding with each other. So the reinforcement generally in this region should be same. But in the schedule, it has been given something different. Here we have 220, 216, and here we have 220 and 220. So what we can do to verify this is, we can check some other beams which will be symmetrical at this place. Since this is at the end position of the building, B1, B2, we will check the opposite ends of that, B5 and B6. So the details of B5 and B6 are, you can see here, the right support of B5 has the same reinforcement as left support of B6. So this data is correct. So we will just change this value as 20 mm and we will raise this query to respective departments as well. So for now, we are considering this as 220 only. Now, here as you can see, bottom reinforcement of B1 and B2, we have only single reinforcement which is traveling throughout the length, that is 10 mm diameter. 10 mm diameter is traveling in B1 as well as B2, correct? So I have shown this reinforcement in first example. So let us check. I have made one section over here. You can see this bar which is highlighted right now, or this red orange colored bar, is 10 mm bar which is shown in the schedule. It is running throughout the B1 and it is running throughout the B2. Now how we will calculate the cutting length for this bar is, this is the most important part. So for that, I will take this down first so that it is more clearly visible. It is overlapping with some other reinforcement, so I have just taken it down. So the very first thing which is shown in general detail was that we have an vertical projection here, or in general terms we have an L shape over here. So how that L shape is calculated in the general drawing, I will show you once again. It is given over here. It is d by 2 plus 150. Can you see this? It's d by 2 till here, then 150. Since we want lapping of 300, we will take 150 more. So here, this is the same thing which I have done. Sorry, I will show here. You can see this offset is of 150 from the center. From the center of the beam, this offset is 150 and the remaining has taken down. Now it has traveled through B1, means what we have to do is we have to do total depth minus 2 into cover, total depth minus 2 into cover divided by 2 plus 150, which is done over here in the Excel sheet. Can you see this? F3. F3 is cell for the depth. So this is depth minus 2 into K3. What is K3? K3 is cover. Depth minus 2 into cover. This whole is divided by 2 and 150 is added. So this becomes our first length, this vertical length of our reinforcement. The next is B. Now again we can see here one big formula. From where this came, I will show you. I will minimize it a little bit to give a comparison. I will keep somewhere over here. Now, I hope it is clear to you. You can see both the drawings. Now, this reinforcement will travel this complete beam B1, complete length of beam B1. Just we have to minus this cover. So this has been done over here. L3 minus cover. Can you see L3 is the beam at left minus this cover. Then it has traveled this complete column at left. So complete column at left, that is M3 is added. Then it is traveling this complete length of beam B2. So this beam B2 is added here, N3, plus then we have a if statement over here. Why this if statement is used? That if the anchorage length is less than the column width, then we don't require any kind of bent up here. But in case if the width of column is less than LD plus 10D, then we have to provide one vertical over here. For that, this if condition has been stated. In this current situation, we don't have any kind of L over here, or we can say that we don't have any vertical projection here. Therefore, the value of C is 0. If we had any kind of value over here, this C would have reflected here that particular distance, how much L we have to provide. In this way, I have made this Excel sheet so that it can display the length of the bar for projections and for the straight length. So currently we don't have any value for C. So this, we don't have this projection. This will be straight only A and B. In similar manner, we have calculated the length for the remaining bars as well in the beam. You can check this Excel sheet for the logic which I have used over here. I have attached its link in the description given below. You can go and check this Excel sheet. So I will jump on the second beam now. Generally, we have to just feed our logic in Excel sheet to carry out BBS. So my main intention is to show you how the reinforcements are running in the beam. So now we have beam B7 and B8. Now let us open the schedule for that. In B7, we have two reinforcement of 12 mm, one reinforcement of 10 mm in bottom, and top we have 220, 220, and here also we have something different. So let it be. Now let us consider that they are different, just to show you as example. Okay, so now in B7 we have different reinforcement for bottom, B7 and B8. We don't have same reinforcement in the bottom part of both the beams. So B7 is cantilevered beam, right? So the bottom reinforcement will end in column only as shown in our general drawing. Can you see here? This bottom reinforcement of B7 will end here in this column face. So this is the thing which we have done here. Can you see this? I will copy it down. Can you see this? This bottom reinforcement has ended in this column face, and this also have a measurement of 460. That is 150 offset from the D by 2. Okay. Now, the next reinforcement which we have is in B6 is sorry, V7, B8 is 110. This T12 and T10 will have the same trajectory. So I have not shown any separate kind of reinforcement for them. Now we will see this T25, two numbers of T25 bottom reinforcement. Now we can see this here. It has started from the column and it has traveled through complete distance. And again, then here we will have the if statement to check whether we have a vertical projection, that is L, or not. So we have added one if statement in our Excel sheet. So let us take this. Value for this is 7.66. So here we have main bar bottom E8. Can we see here value 7.66, and it doesn't show any kind of L projection in the left side as well as on the right side. So we will have a straight bar which is shown in our drawing as well. So you have to enter your logic by the help of formulas in Excel sheet. Okay. Now again, we will see the next reinforcement. This is T20. So we don't have continuity. So how this reinforcement has gone? Let us check. It has again have this D by 2 plus 150. Then it has traveled through B7. It has traveled through column. Then again we have added an if statement here. Why if statement is added? Let us check in general detail for this length. When we will see our general detail, it has specified as minimum length L1, means whatever is the length of your cantilever beam, that length should be provided, but not less than the LD of the right support, but it should not be less than the development length. Correct? So it should be either greater than development length or it should be greater than your length of cantilever beam. So that is the logic which we have entered here for this main bar top V7. So in this manner, this reinforcement will travel in the beams. Okay. Now we have one more reinforcement here, which is the top reinforcement of B8. We can see here T2 reinforcement of 25 mm. So how it will travel? Again, same, we have an if condition for this end. Then it will travel through B8. Then it will travel through the column and it will travel toward length equal to development length. Can you see here? To the length equal to development length, the same which has been shown in general drawing. The reinforcement starts from here, LD 10D. So we have given a statement, if statement, to check whether we have any kind of L projection or not. Then it has traveled the complete beam, complete column. Then it has traveled to a minimum distance of LD in the cantilevered projection. That is the same thing done over here. Correct? And its total length is 8.6. So let us see in the Excel sheet as well. It is 8.6. And you can see I have entered a formula over here. If you want that, how I have entered this formula, you want a video on that, so please do mention in the comment box. I will surely make that video, how we can enter the formulas in Excel, how we can enter our logic, by which way we can proceed to enter our logic in Excel sheet. Okay. The last beam for today which I have taken is B26 and B27. I have taken this because this beam has something different. We have B26. Let us check the schedule again. B26. Here comes B26, and for B27 we have to refer some other detail. So now B26 have the top reinforcement as 12 mm and bottom reinforcement as 12 mm and top reinforcement as 16 mm. Can you see? Now also B27 refer detail B. So we will go to our detail B. Here is our detail B. It is saying we have 4 numbers of 25 mm in top and bottom. So we have different reinforcement again. for this particular portion, B26 and B27, we have different reinforcement, the same condition which we have faced in B7 and B8, as well as the top reinforcement is different. So this condition becomes same as B7 and B8. So what I can do is I can just copy paste this whole formula over here, and I will just change this particular data over here, right? Now we will see how the reinforcements are traveling in our beam. So first let us check B26. 212 in bottom, it doesn't have any kind of continuity, so it will end in the column only. So you can see the highlighted portion, or I will also shift this for the better understanding of yours. You can see it has traveled till the face of column only. Now the top reinforcement of B26 has traveled till B27 by the same if condition which we have seen in beam 7-8, correct? I will again move this, sorry. So I have moved this. Now for beam 27, we have to refer this detail, right? We have 4 numbers of 25 mm bar. Again, here we have 4 numbers of 25 mm bar. Can you see this? Now, here we are facing 1L. The thing which I was always saying, we use if statement to check whether we have that particular kind of L or not. So here is the case where we have got one L-shaped projection, which is also shown in the drawing. So let us check how much L is this. The length of this L is 960. So in Excel sheet, let us check, we have this 960. Can you see? Main bar bottom B27 has L projection as 960 and the whole length as horizontal length as 3.52. Similarly, in top bar also it is showing we have a projection. So let us check that all as well. So here we have the top reinforcement. Again, we can see that we have a L projection. Also, the length of this beam is 900, as we can see in the drawing, or I will show you here as well. I have made it. This length is 900 and LD for the 25 mm diameter is development length for the 25 mm diameter is also 900 mm. So what we have to do is we have again provided an if statement for this condition, that if the length of beam is equal to development length, then we have to deduct a cover from that, or else keep it the length of development length. So in this way, we have to think logically how the reinforcement will travel in the beam, how it will be placed on the site, and the same logic which I have drawn over here, I have shifted in Excel sheet using formulas. So this was all in BBS of beams. We will take further beams in upcoming lectures for the better understanding. So thanks for watching this video. If you like this video, please do like, share and subscribe.